Especially with Outdoor Life Magazine's Record Quest, and Record Quest has gone across the country this past fall to try to shoot some big whitetails, and the season's almost over. It's late December, and appropriately, we're in Texas and at the Ford Ranch with Forrest Armke. Forrest, it's great to be back. I've hunted here a couple of times and saw some great bucks and had some awesome hunts. So we're here for a couple days, for 3 days. Tell me what I can expect. Tell me a little bit about the ranch first.
Jerry, it's good to have you back again. I was excited when I got your email requesting a trip. I thought it was great. It had been a while since we got to hunt together, and I want you to know I thoroughly enjoyed it before. And I'm glad you brought Dave Streb with you. Dave's a good friend, been here a lot, and we enjoy seeing y'all hunt together. The ranch covers a little over 50 square miles. It's a little over 32,000 acres. It's a low fence operation. We have 54 miles of outside fence line, so there's lots of elbow room. Our buck-doe ratio is 1 buck for every 1.7 does, so y'all see a lot of sexual activity at the blinds. A lot of things you don't get to see other places just simply because of the buck-doe ratio, and we don't overhunt them.
Tell me a little bit about the types of bucks we can expect to see, because last time when I was here, what amazed me is the number of quality bucks you have on the ranch because you manage it properly.
Okay, we keep our population between 1,800 and 2,200 through harvest techniques. We helicopter fly it every year so we know what's here. With our buck-doe ratio, what it is, you see a lot of small bucks, a lot of medium bucks, and we're hunting for the mature bucks. This year on our survey, we counted 190 mature bucks, and we'll only harvest about 80 of those. So you get to see a lot. It's common in one sitting to see anywhere from 10 to 14 bucks. Now, that's from little 1.5-year-old bucks to medium class bucks to mature trophy bucks.
And your mature trophy bucks, the score range of those deer?
We've never got anything past 172. We get 150 class bucks, 160 class bucks. To me, anything over 130 is a good buck out here in the wild with a low fence, and we don't feed high protein, so you get a lot of variety to pick from. This year, our biggest bucks run about 160 so far.
Wow, that's awesome.
Y'all may top that.
I hope so. I hope so.
It's just right place, right time.
Right. And we will be hunting from blinds or tree stands, or?
We're going to set y'all up with your
because we're crossbow hunting,
yeah,
so
right. We're going to set you up with your crossbows where you'll be hunting out of blinds, so you'll have a good rest and be secure. We do have tripod setups for bow hunters. Our hunts are all weapons choice. We get people that hunt with pistols, large pistols, rifles, bows, bow hunters. We've had crossbow hunters this year, so we get some of that too. That's become legal in Texas, and it's all very exciting. But anytime you harvest an animal with a stick, you've done something.
Absolutely. Now you have axis deer on the ranch as well. Tell me a little bit about those.
We have free-range axis deer. They actually came in here from 3 different directions. We have some very good genetics. The axis population buck-doe ratio is about 1 to 1. They don't stay in an area tight exactly like whitetail do. They tend to have a larger area. They'll stay in one small area 2 to 3 weeks, and they may move, and you may see them next time be 4 or 5 miles away. So they're a little harder to pin down.
Right.
But when somebody comes with a request to axis, we try to get them in an area where we've seen axis.
Now, are they compare them to a whitetail in terms of savviness and taste?
Oh, well, the taste is outstanding. If I had a last meal in the world, I would request axis.
Is that right?
It's a sweet, tender meat, very desirable. The axis deer have a different metabolism than the whitetail. Whitetail deer can stand in grass waist high and starve to death because their metabolism is so fast. An axis deer has a very slow metabolism, and they can stay fat on grass. They can digest grass. Now, whitetail deer can only digest real short grass like wheat, oats, short tender grasses in the field, but they cannot digest the waist-high grasses where the axis can. Axes are a very unique deer. There's actually more of them in Texas than there is in India where they came from.
Is that right? And they're a good deal larger as well.
They're a good deal larger. A 1.5-year-old axis buck will weigh 1.5 times what a whitetail will in this country.
Right? Wow.
It's not uncommon to get a mature axis buck that'll weigh 350 pounds on the hoof.
Really?
And
Huh.
actually, a axis male is called a bull instead of a buck.
Okay.
And there is a reason, because they have an elk-like bugle, and they have an elk-like attitude when they're walking.
I also understand you have tracking dogs if someone mishits a deer or hits deer in a bad spot, or tell me a little bit about that.
That's correct. My son has a very unique dog, and two of our guides have dogs that are bred and trained for tracking. My son's particular dog was trained totally on blood. He was not trained on live deer because we have so many deer here, and he works very good on blood tracking. His preferred method when he finds a trail is to actually run parallel to the trail on the downwind side. And then if he loses, he'll come back and seek out which way the deer changed direction and do it again. It's kind of unique to watch him work.
Awesome. Of course, no one ever wants to mishit a deer and lose it,
Right.
but it's always good to be on the safe side. And you run, it's a commercial hunting operation, so you run hunters through here, and I would imagine it's come in handy a couple times.
That's come in handy a bunch of times.
Right. Now, finally, tell me about what you charge for hunts at the Ford Ranch.
Our trophy hunts are $3,300. That's with food and lodging. It's for one trophy buck, one spike, and 3 does, or one trophy buck and 4 does. It's a 5 deer total. Now, if somebody chooses to hunt a management deer are guide's choice only, or guide selection only, and they're $800 a piece. We also, after we're through trophy hunting, we have a meat hunt, which is $700 for 5 deer, and it's for pencil horn spikes and does only. Very popular hunt for bringing kids on. Our whole operation is family oriented. We have a lot of wives brought. We have a lot of grandfathers bring their grandsons, as well as fathers bringing their daughters. And it's a very family oriented type place, and I love to see kids get started hunting.
Outstanding, and it's a great place to learn and to see a lot of interesting things.
Right.
So
They get to see a lot in a short time. One of the most popular items brought on these hunts is a self-movie camera, because people cannot get their friends back home to understand what they have seen unless they film some of it themselves.
I know when I go back home and tell people, well, from the last 2 times I was here, I told people what I saw when I was down here. They, of course, didn't believe any of it. So hopefully we'll get some good footage and some good stuff on film, and then I'll have proof this time.
There you go. I believe you will, Jerry.
So let's go hunting.
Let's go.
All right.